Hello students, today we will be discussing some numerical problems related to motion. For today, our first problem is a man can swim with a speed of 4 km per hour in still water. How long does he take to cross a river, and the width of the river which is given to us is 1 kilometer. If it is flowing constantly with a constant speed of 3 km per hour and he makes his strokes to swim normal to river flow, or we can say river. Now in this question we have to calculate that how far down the river does he go when he reaches to the other bank. Now if we are given that a person is swimming with a speed of 4 km per hour, but the water in the river is flowing with a speed of 3 km per hour, and the width of the river which a man has to cover is 1 kilometer. So to calculate that how much time or how far does he go when he reaches the other bank, for that, first we have to consider or we have to calculate the time which is taken by the man to cross the river. Means that is time is equals to distance by speed. So in this case we are given that the distance or the width, here the width of the river is considered as a distance. So distance is 1 kilometer while the speed of a man is 4 kilometer per hour. So speed is 4. Hence we get that the time is 1 by 4 hours, or we can also state that it is 15 minutes. Now we have to calculate the distance. So we know that the distance is equals to speed into time. Just now we calculated the time taken by man is 1 by 4. Now in this part second, the speed of the water will be taken because the water is also flowing. So that is also contributing to the man. So due to that flow of river, the man will go down to the river. So the distance will be 3 into 1 by 4. That will be equal to 3 by 4 kilometers, which may also be written as 750 meters. So in the river questions in which you are given the speed of water and the man, we have to just calculate the speed and time by using the simple formulas. But when we want the man's motion with respect to water, in that case we have to consider the speed of water. Now next question. In next question we have an aircraft flying horizontally at 360 km per hour, which releases a bomb at a stationary tank which is 200 meters away. What must be the height of the aircraft above the tank, if the bomb is to hit the tank, now we are given that an aircraft is is flying horizontally, and the velocity with which a bomb is dropped is 360 km per hour, and it is dropped at a stationary tank which is 200 meter away. Now in this question we are given that the velocity of the aircraft will be equals to 360 km per hour, and on changing it into the SI system, that is 360 multiplied by 1000 divided by 3600, we will be getting 100 meter per second. So 100 meter per second is the velocity of the aircraft. Now the bomb is dropped from the aircraft. So the horizontal velocity with which the bomb was dropped will be the same. Hence the horizontal velocity of the bomb is same. Hence 100 meter per second. Now we have to calculate the time which a bomb will take to hit that stationary tank, which is 200 meter away. Again we will be using the same formula, that is distance by speed is time. Now you are given that the tank is 200 meter away. Hence the distance which a bomb has to travel is 200 meter, and the velocity with which a bomb is traveling is 100. Hence the time taken is 2 seconds. Next question. Next question is related to circular motion. In this question you are given that there is a circle, and on this circle a cyclist is starting from its very center, that is from point O, and from point O he moves to point P, and from P he moves to point Q, and from point Q he moves to point O. Means these are the arrows which represents the direction of motion of a body. So we can conclude that the path which is covered by a cyclist is this quadrant. So for this quadrant we have to calculate its displacement, net displacement, and average velocity and average speed. First we have to calculate its displacement, then we have to calculate its average velocity, and then average speed. Talking about its displacement, is starting from point O and following the path to P and then a curvy path to Q and again to O. It means the initial position of a cyclist is O, which is also its final position. As these both positions are same, hence the distance between them will be 0. So the displacement which is covered by a cyclist is 0. Now talking about its average velocity. As we know that the velocity is net displacement upon time taken. We know that the displacement is 0 as we have calculated above. Hence the average velocity will also be 0 meter per second. And the last is average speed. Average speed is total distance which is travelled by a person in total time. Now we have to calculate the distance. As the cyclist is moving from O to P, means he is travelling a straight line which is equal to the radius of circle, and the radius of circle is 1, plus from P to Q he is making a fourth quadrant of a circle. So we have to calculate the circumference of the circle divided by 4. And again from Q to O, he travels the distance which is linear distance and is equal to the radius of circle. On evaluating the total distance, we will be getting 27 by 6 kilometers, 25 by 7 kilometers of distance. Now this distance is travelled in the time, that is 10 minutes. Converting it into hours, we will be getting 10 by 60, that is 1 by 6 hours. So average speed will be 25 by 7 whole by 1 by 6. That will be equal to 21.43 kilometer per hour. So this is the average speed of a cyclist.